If your remote workday feels like you're in a constant battle against distractions and a to-do list that just never ends, then you are in the right place. We're not just talking about surviving remote work anymore. We're going to build a playbook to help you genuinely thrive. So let's dive into how you can reclaim your focus and your peace of mind, starting right now.
Let's just kick things off with a number that might feel a little too real. 300%. Yeah, that's how much online searches for how to get your brain to focus have skyrocketed since remote work really took over. So if you found yourself just staring at your screen, wondering where your focus went, you are so not alone. This isn't some personal failure, it's a collective challenge of our new reality. And that leads us to the big question, right? We're all working, we're putting in the hours, so why does it feel like just grinding and working harder isn't cutting it anymore? Well, the truth is, the digital world we work in has totally changed, but our strategies, they haven't kept up. It is time for an upgrade. All right, so let's start by just getting real about our remote work lives. It's a world of constant pings, endless notifications, and those blurry lines between the office and the living room. All of this is creating a very real sense of digital fatigue, and we need to tackle it head on. And listen, this isn't just a feeling. The data paints a really clear picture of a wellness crisis. I mean, look at this. Half of remote workers are reporting new physical aches and pains, and nearly the same number, 46%, feel isolated. This is so much more than just a bad day. It's a systemic problem that's hitting our health and our work. Now think about the cost of a single tiny distraction. You know that one text message that takes, 2 seconds to read? Research shows it can take over 11 minutes for your brain to fully get back on task. We're basically living in a state of continuous partial attention, always a little bit distracted, and it's one of the biggest hidden drains on our productivity. So if the problem is our brains struggle with all this distraction, the solution isn't just more willpower. Nope. The solution is actually rooted in science. We need to build what's called mental grit. And it's not just a mindset, it's actually about changing our brain's biology. To really understand what mental toughness looks like, you have to meet George Hood. This guy holds the world record for the longest plank, over 10 hours. Seriously, think about that. Most of us are shaking after just a minute. So what's his secret? I mean, how is that even possible? Well, the answer comes from George himself. He says the plank is 90% mental. He literally trained his mind to override the physical pain. And the takeaway here is so powerful. His real strength wasn't in his abs, it was in his brain. And this is where it gets really fascinating. That mental strength, it's not just some vague idea. It's tied to a specific protein in your brain called BDNF, or brain-derived neurotrophic factor. This is like the key ingredient for learning, memory, and resilience. So when we talk about building mental grit, what we're really talking about is boosting our brain supply of BDNF. The absolute best way to think about BDNF, it's fertilizer for your brain. Seriously, it helps your brain cells grow stronger and talk to each other better. And the most exciting part is that we can actually increase our own supply. Things like focused exercise, for example, are one of the best ways to produce more of this powerful brain booster. So, the billion-dollar question is, how do we get more of this brain fertilizer in our daily lives? Well, let's build a new blueprint for your digital day, one that's packed with brain-boosting strategies. First things first, you need to create a digital commute. Think about it. We've lost that physical separation between work and home. You can actually recreate it with a simple ritual. Maybe it's a 15-minute walk before you even touch your laptop, or a specific end-of-day playlist. Whatever it is, the goal is to draw a clear mental line between your work time and your personal time. Next, you have got to take back your calendar with time boxing. Schedule everything, not just your meetings. Block out 90-minute sprints for that deep, focused work, but just as importantly, schedule your creative time, schedule your exercise, and schedule your family time. You know, when your loved ones ask when you'll be done, what they're really asking is, when will I get your full attention? Put that on the calendar. And we need to talk about email. We've all done it, sent that late night or Sunday email, thinking we're being super productive. But the reality is, for every one email you send, you get about 4 more back. It's like creating a zombie apocalypse in your own inbox. The key is to set your own boundaries first. Only then will other people start to respect them. But look, thriving remotely isn't a solo mission. Our focus is critical, but so are our connections to other people, and those are really taking a hit in this digital world. So let's talk about how we can fix that. Let me introduce you to a word you're going to start noticing everywhere: phubbing. It's the act of snubbing someone you're with in favor of your phone. We've all felt it, and let's be honest, we've all done it. Just recognizing it is the first step to stopping it and being truly present with the people who matter most. Building these connections back really takes intention, so make a choice. Turn off the non-human notifications. The news alerts, the game updates, they can wait. When you're on a call, be on the call. And use tools like autoresponders to protect your focus time and your family time. This is all about choosing quality connection over the quantity of communication. Okay, so we've covered the problem, we've looked at the science behind it, now let's bring it all together. This is your action plan. This is where you make it real. If you take one thing away from this entire explainer, let it be this: mental resilience is not something you're born with. It is a skill. It is a muscle. And just like any muscle, you have the power to build it, one day at a time. So where do you start? We go right back to the plank. Don't worry, not for 10 hours, but for just 1 minute a day. That single minute of focused effort is a powerful, practical way to start producing more of that brain fertilizer, that BDNF, and build the mental grit you need. So I'll leave you with this question. In a world that is constantly fighting for your attention, what is 1 minute of intentional focus worth to you? If it's the key to reclaiming your day and your well-being, isn't it worth a try? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Thanks for watching.